What's up? Jordan from Spiro Sports Cards here. New video. This video is going to be about a new company called StarStock and exactly how I'm going to be using the platform going forward to buy and sell sports cards. So right off the bat, one thing I noticed about StarStock is that it's actually a really good idea. Basically, real-time trading of cards based off current asks, current sells, and it's just a market game. You don't ship cards, you don't have to ship cards back and forth between the buyer and the seller. It happens right away, and you can just watch your portfolio grow. Obviously, StarStock has all the cards at their place. So, and one thing I noticed about StarStock specifically that I am, an opportunity that I think is really good for us to take advantage of, and right now basically, is that prices on StarStock appear to be inflated, like a lot, over what's available on eBay or locally or at sports card stores or anywhere really. I think it has something to do with the convenience of StarStock, and that if you buy on that platform and sell on that platform, it doesn't matter what the prices are really, as long as you're making a profit on it. So I think that's currently what's happening in that atmosphere. There's a little bit of inflation in the prices, but to the buyer, to the seller, or to the buyer, it doesn't really matter, because if the market keeps up being that inflated within that one platform, they can still profit on it. Now, an idea I had once I saw that was, well, what if I can get my cards onto StarStock? Send in my personal collection to my personal portfolio on StarStock. So this is a video basically showing you all my submission, my card submission into StarStock. I have about 800 rookie cards here. Everything from what I have: Donruss, Optic, Mosaic, Prism. Mostly cards that wouldn't even be worth it to put on eBay. But because of, there's, like, I believe the transaction fee is only 5% in comparison to eBay's, what is it, like 9.5% or something like that if you have an eBay store. It's about 5% selling fees, which is already makes it cheaper like that. You don't have to ship each card, so you save like $3 or $1, depending on how you do your thing, per card. And so basically I can put a card up for $1 on StarStock and make $1 on it, or make 95 cents on it. So that intrigued me, because I have a lot of cards, that is not worthy for me to put up on eBay, but on StarStock, it might be worth it. So I have about 800 rookie cards here. The only cards that StarStock accepts are rookie cards, and of only of the main sets. Like, I believe the list is Donruss, Mosaic, Prism, Optic, of course, and the higher end stuff as well, Select. But they do not accept like Chronicles or Threads or Status or any of the low end products. So unless they're like numbered or auto rookie cards, which I have like a handful of them in this lot, but mostly these cards are all like Prism Draft. I noticed Prism Draft cards, you can get them for you can get some players are like $4 per draft card, and on eBay they're like $1. But because of the instant transaction and the convenience of it, people are okay with it, because if they buy it and sell it that same day, they'll still profit on it if that player does well. So there's a huge inefficiency right now in the market. And I'm just gonna go show you guys the kind of cards that I'm sending into StarStock, and I'm gonna name a few examples of cards that I decided not to send to StarStock just because of, I just don't feel comfortable sending my cards like that. So one thing to note when you send the cards in is that everything has to be at penny sleeves only. They do not like top loaders to be sent in. So like some of the cards I'm sending in, like I think I put these all in alphabetical order too. So it took me about like a few hours to organize these cards, as well as make a spreadsheet of all the cards that I'm sending in. So that's a whole process. I'm gonna actually link in the description a link to a spreadsheet template that I used to create to send in. So you just have to send it in with the upload form that you send to them. But like for example, Goga Batadze Silver. I'm not sure what they want. Let me pull up on StarStock on my laptop here too. All right, so this is StarStock.com. And I'm gonna show you guys some of the prices that are currently going for some of these cards. So like the first card I pulled up here was Goga Batadze Silver card. I can't spell. Goga Batadze Silver Prism. Going for about StarStock A is going for about $9. You can see the list of sales. So every day there's well, mostly every other day. Well, I guess not too often, but there are sales of these cards. One thing I noticed is that Prism cards take a priority for StarStock, and mostly base cards really. Because if you look up the base card for this, you're gonna find a lot more transactions just because they use it more as like a common currency, while the silvers, the refractors, the parallels are kind of more. Yeah, like look at all the transactions happening on the base cards. So one thing I noticed is that base cards take a priority. So it might not be such a good idea to send in a Prism silver card, but I'm gonna do it anyways and just put it at a decent price and just get it out of my hands, because I'd much rather do that than, you know, hold on to the card that I know in like 5 years from now no one's gonna really want. So I made a list of all the cards that I thought, I have them all in order here. So I have all the last sale values on StarStock as of last night. I went ahead and went, you know, through the entire list of cards. And as you can see on the spreadsheet, it's going to be about, where is it? There is 932 cards that I'm sending in, or minus 2, 930 cards that I'm sending in. The total value of the cards based on StarStock last sold price is about $7,888. Now, I would say like 95% of these cards, so about 80% of these cards, I was never gonna like put onto eBay or anywhere like that, unless I did like a local transaction. Just wouldn't have been worth it. Too much hassle, not enough return on investment, shipping fees, eBay fees, all of that kind of dissuaded me from doing that. Obviously, there's a lot of cards in here that obviously $60, $30, whatever. Are cards that I could have sold on eBay, but it actually makes sense to set it on StarStock, because as you can see, there's, all right, so let's just pull up a random card here. All right, so we're gonna start with the first card we have here, Goga Batadze, right? Now, if I were to go to eBay and typed in Goga Batadze, why can't I spell today? Yeah, Goga Batadze Prism Silver. You can see what the prices are currently going for a silver of this card. You know, $9. That's actually, you know, that's a decent price. It's $8, $7 to $11. All right, so in some cases, the cards are at the right prices in comparison to eBay, but there are some cards that are heavily inflated. This is just an example of one that, you know, was actually accurate. But for half the percentage of fees, no shipping costs, and that just makes it all worth it right there. So that's the first card. Second card, obviously on this list, is like Jordan Bone rookie cards, Jarrett Culver's, Carson Edwards. Like Carson Edwards for $3 each per card, like that's definitely worth it. So those are the last sales of Carson Edwards cards on StarStock. And those are all Prism base. Carson Edwards Prism base. Last sale, $3.50. And there's 79 offers currently for this. So all you have to do, if you have this card in your collection, is you can literally just, you know, sell 6 of them right there if you had it for that price. You can see the list of sales of that card. Like, there are sales. And, you know, it's just so much easier, I feel like, especially if you already have the cards already and you want to send cards in. There's so much money to be made. Like, I would say out of this 8,000, like I would say about $3,000 worth of cards that I was considering unsellable because it just wouldn't have been worth it for me to put it on eBay. So that's money right there that you can invest. And if you want to create an account on StarStock, there's another link in the description where you can use my code and get a free $10. Free $10 for you, free $10 for me. Obviously, this is not a sponsored video or anything. I'm just a random guy who, buys and sells sports cards, and have a little business where I do that shit at. But yeah, there's just so much opportunity on StarStock, and I'm making this video more for like a personal record of my collection I'm sending in. Just a ton of random like Prism base cards, like Prism. Like all these cards are just random Prism rookies that I grabbed every Prism rookie that I could find in my collection, and this is basically it. I guess if I feel like this will show you more, but like Prism. Then we go into more like Optic Shocks, Optic, more Optic cards. This is a Optic Purple Kendrick Nunn. Regular plain Donruss, clearly Donruss, which I'm not actually sure they're gonna accept. I have to email them and make sure that they accept clearly Donruss, because I'm not sure if they do. More Optic cards from 2018-19. These are Velocities, Blue Velocities, Shocks, Chimezi Metu. I can probably get like 35 cents for this card. Like, might as well, right? We got more Donrusses from 2018-19. More Donrusses. What we got back here? Grayson Allen, red, white, and blue Prism. How much is a Grayson Allen here? I think I just saw that on this list here. Grayson Allen, red, white, and blue. Last sold for $10 on StarStock. Now I'm probably sure I can get the same thing on eBay, maybe a little bit less, but it's just so much easier to do it just sending it all through Cardstock. And there's transactions on all these cards, most of these cards. So yeah, that's basically what this video is about. Sending all this up in this Cardstock, and I'm sending in 800. What was it? What was the number? 930 cards to StarStock. And I'm basically gonna have all that stuff in my StarStock collection. Yeah, this is just how I'm sending it in too. So what I'm doing is I just got one of those like boxes that can hold. I'm not sure how much this is, but 2 rows of room for cards. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push all these cards in center-wise, like just make sure they're all lined up, like at the center like that. Whatever. And then once they're all lined up, perfectly centered, I'm gonna add a little bit of padding to the side here, probably either cardboard. I have a bubble wrap that I might just stuff on the side so there's no wiggle room. Put that on the sides, I put that over the top where this little like margin is right here. So make sure none of these cards move during, when UPS or FedEx, I'm not sure who I'm sending it through, decides to load it up on the trucks by throwing these boxes around and stuff. I want to make sure these cards are protected because you do get a grade. They grade the cards for you. Obviously not a PSA or like anything like that, but they have something called StarStock A, StarStock B, StarStock C, which basically, I believe, if I were to guess, StarStock A is like a PSA 9 or a 10. StarStock B is like 8 through 5, and like a C is like 4 or below, if I had to guess. They also offer a grading service, so if you have a ton of a lot of StarStock A cards on StarStock's website, you may find it beneficial to do a PSA submission right directly through StarStock. They'll do all the work for you, the legwork of sending the cards through. I think they have their own partnership with PSA as well, and yeah. And then they'll send the cards right back to StarStock, and after that you can have them shipped back to your house if you want to. So yeah, another thing is I believe the ingestion period for them to accept cards for random rookie cards that aren't part of their emerging top 30, which are obviously the top 30 rookies from 2017 to 2019. All those cards, I believe it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for them to enter all these cards into your system. But they have a section called Fast Pass, StarStock Fast Pass, which is basically meant for cards of 2017 to 2020 of the top rookie classes. So top cards in those classes. So Jason Tatum, like Lonzo, Zion, John Morant, I believe Jaren Jackson's on the list, DeAndre Ayton, Colin Sexton. I'm not sure if Colin Sexton is. Hold on, let me just check. Yeah, Colin Sexton, and no, Kyle Kuzma, Bam Adebayo. I hate that they did a cutoff of 2017 because I have like a ton of Jaylen Brown cards that I want to send in too, but they're 2016, and I just don't feel like waiting that long, 3 to 4 weeks for that. Kind of an impatient seller, I like to sell things quickly. So yeah, setting them all in like this. I'm gonna add padding to the sides over here and over here, and just send them all in. I believe the fast pass, I didn't tell you, the ingestion period for fast pass is only I think it's 48 hours. So as soon as they receive it, within 2 hours, they'll do that. They'll whatever. They'll do their process to get it onto your collection on StarStock's website. I labeled it fast pass. I'm not sure if this is allowed. I did all in one shipment. All the cards over here are obviously, non-fast pass. I mean, I hope it's obvious. And everything past here is fast pass. I hope this little thing right there kind of explains that well. But that's the goal. And based off previous sales at current market value, I believe this right here is worth about $8,000, which I was surprised by. I mean, I do have some Tyler Harrows and some John Morants here in the back. I believe if I were to sort, I don't want to sort this. It'd be a bad idea. This Google spreadsheet. But I believe like the most valuable card I have on this list is probably Trae Young Optic Base. I have some Zions. No, I have a Zion Williamson Optic Base. But I'm telling you, a lot of these rookies are overpriced on StarStock. Oh, there's a $200 silver at RJ Barrett in this list too. But I'm telling you, most of the cards are cheap. And if you get $1 for a card that you had no intention of selling or even bothering to list onto eBay, because eBay listing takes you what, between creating the listing, taking the pictures, putting a price up, all that kind of stuff, shipping it. It takes you about from beginning to end, the entire process of having to actually ship the card in a little envelope with a little stamp on it, whatever, send it out, however you do your thing, at least 5 minutes per card, right? Between photos, listing, editing, whatever. This is 900 something cards here. I'm not gonna spend 20 hours doing this. It took me about 3 hours to get them all out of the top loaders, alphabetize them, and get them all on the spreadsheet. That took some time, but it's better than creating eBay listings for each individual card. So that's why I like StarStock. I'm basically, whenever I get any kind of rookie card that I do not have any interest in putting onto eBay by myself, doing all that work, I think StarStock is a good option. And I like how it's set up as far as being a real-time buy and sell thing, like a stock market essentially. I know, check out my cards, COMC has a similar functionality. It's just not marketed that way, and some people use it for that, but I think StarStock has a lot of room to grow. And just honestly, check out my COMC, they're incredibly price efficient. It's hard to find cards. You have to really do your research to find cards that are undervalued, or that are overpriced. Let's check out my cards where you can put them up on there. But again, the ingestion period for COMC is really it's what, 3 weeks? Maybe I think it's 45 days actually sometimes. But StarStock, I mean, if you get the fast passes of the cards that they're actually looking for, the top 30 cards, 48 hours after you ship it. Let's say it takes you 5 days, so a week for them to put all the cards up that you want and for you to make a profit on them, list them up above market value essentially, and then you have all that money on StarStock to play with. So I anticipate that I'm gonna have at least $7,000 to play with on StarStock once I get all these cards out, and then from there I'll either withdraw the cash and reinvest it into something like some older players, and Paul Pierce, being that he's about to get into the Hall of Fame in 2021, and I'm a Boston native, not in Boston right now, but grew up in Boston. Some Paul Pierce cards, or I don't know, whatever I feel like doing. Maybe I flip more cards on StarStock and keep the whole thing going. because I've seen his opportunities. Oh my god, like Rui Hachimura, like he obviously it was random that he played that night. There was no prior announcement that I saw. But if you would have been the first person to notice that Rui Hachimura was playing again, I mean, I think people 3x their money in a day. So it's all about, you know, being first. It's just a huge reactionary market. That's one thing I do on eBay too. Like, just you know, take advantage of the whole reactions thing. Is that I just list all my cards, the cards that I like, on eBay at a slightly above, I would say like a 20% above market value of the cards on eBay, and just wait for the player to have a good day, and then sell the cards at that price. And then that way I get rid of all, I make money off of the hype, and I definitely don't buy cards based off hype, but a lot of people do. So like it has to be real talent. And I watch highlights of every NBA game. So like I try to watch every basket scored, just so I can get a good feel of what players are doing good. But that's just how I go about things. And this huge submission here, this is basically my attempt to try to liquidize players that, you know, I believe are overhyped right now. Like, there's no reason why there are NBA like veteran players who were Prism cards like $9 each, and we got random players like Goga Batadze who can get $9 for a silver Prism. Like, I don't know how long he's going to be in the NBA for. I mean, I think rookies obviously are always going to be overvalued just based off prospecting and everything. And right now, the best players to send to card stock right now are those draft picks cards, because those cards are going to depreciate in value quickly. Try looking up the 2018-19 draft class. Those players' prices for their draft pick Prism cards, and compare them to 2019-20, and then you'll see what would happen in 2019-2020 Prism draft picks. Like, I believe Tyler Herro, Ja Morant, like caliber 2019-2020 draft picks cards are cheaper than Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and a few other players in this current. There's just so much hype going on, and it's just a reactionary market. So, in the new cards, so people are always going to pay a premium for new cards. I have a ton. I believe I have basically every single draft picks cards that I ever pulled, besides the numbered stuff of like, I have like up to 99, a blue 99 Anthony Edwards card, and a LaMelo Ball to 299 red auto card that I just pulled in my last video I put up on eBay. But you know, just randomly here, got a ton of Dedney, Advija, which is looking to be a promising player. But I'm sending all of these cards into StarStock, all of them. So that's the goal. And this video is just my, you know, I guess my recommendation for whoever feels like watching these videos, or whoever is going to YouTube. If you have any base Prism cards, optic cards that, you know, are worth like 50 cents to $1 each, send them over to Cardstock, because someone's gonna buy them. And if that player does really well that day, you can put it for a higher price if you want to. And yeah. And I guess I'm gonna make a follow-up video to once I believe these fast pass cards are uploaded to the website, and I'll show you guys my process for putting prices on them, I suppose. This is honestly my first time doing it. This is my first submission. I haven't even traded a single card on StarStock. I'll be upfront to tell you right now, I have not done a single transaction on StarStock yet, but I'm watching. I'm watching before I act. There's times where I wanted to do it, I just kind of held back. I uploaded money too. I think I put like $100 on StarStock, but I haven't done anything with it yet. And I'm just trying to feel it out to see what happens. So, once I add all these cards up, get some real money on StarStock, I'm thinking in the first week I can get at least like $3,000 up on StarStock. Then we'll see what happens. But this is my video, my first submission to StarStock. 930 cards, I think, is the current count. I'm not sure about these clearly Donrusses. There's about 20 of them in here that I'm not sure if they're gonna accept. So it might be less. And I'm gonna go through this list one more time to make sure that all the cards I'm sending in are the cards I want to send in. And Now, there aren't any cards that I might be like, maybe I should just hold on to. But again, the cards that you send into StarStock doesn't have to be cards that you want to sell right now. But as they say, if you plan on selling the card in the future, you may want to upload them to StarStock now, especially if they're older cards, because they're not part of the Fast Pass list. So send them on over a month and a half, and then all of your cards that you send in should be up there by now, and you can work from there. So thank you for watching. Again, click the link in the description. I'm gonna share with y'all the Google Sheet I made to send it into StarStock once I make my submission. It's really easy to use. The sale value. I added an extra column for the last sale value on StarStock because I'm tedious like that, and I like to see what the cards are worth, and I would like to know where the cards are worth at in the market. I wrote if there's a flash pass or the not flash pass. I have the year of the card, the company, the set, the parallel, the number of the card, which I stopped doing the number after a while because it took way too long to get the numbers up on there. Except the only cards I added numbers to specifically when I got back into it were the Prism Draft Picks cards, where there was 2 of each player in the set. So I had to add those. But I have 2019, 2020 Prism Draft Picks and 2020, 2021 Prism Draft Picks cards in here. And I added the grade here too. Everything past the I in this, I'm gonna just not send that in because this is more of a sheet that I use for everything else. Like the price I purchased, the price I sold, But that's another sheet that I have. I just kind of copied it over. But these first, I would say B through I are the columns that I'm gonna be using going forward. So this is it. This is my 930 card submission over to StarStock, and we'll see how things go from there.